can go file a position within that open estate. So been working with them on that, and we're very thankful for their assistance with all that. And then this quarter, as Paul said, our focus is obviously continuing to work through those collections processes with those entities, and then continuing to work on the cost reporting processes. So I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Well, you might comment, I think was at our board meeting, there was some talk about Miss Daly's participation. She wasn't getting some, and I know you've had correspondence since then. You might elaborate just for the group on that.
Sure. So Linda has been extremely helpful to us in working with the state, especially on some of the Medicaid accounts that are classified as Medicaid pending. We have some families who, quite frankly, did everything correctly and filed appropriately with the state for their Medicaid, but there were some paperwork issues or miscommunications with the state, and so Linda has been coordinating with her folks in Springfield to make sure that we can get payment. Some of the situations, too, are the family may have been, or the family member may have been approved for Medicaid, but the state, if they were supposed to go back a year, they may have only gone back 8 or 9 months. So she's helping us to go back to make sure that we're maximizing those payments according to the statute. So, and I know Paul has been working with her diligently and just sent her over some reports again this morning. So,
any other questions for? Okay, thank you, Shauna. Okay, legislative update, Mr. Sorrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No new updates in terms of exactly when between now and May 11th that the U.S. Treasury will release the first tranche of American Recovery Act or American Rescue Plan Act funds. No guidance yet from the U.S. Treasury. We are awaiting word from Congressman LaHood's office and or Congresswoman Bustos' office on any of the community project funding opportunities that we submitted. So just waiting to hear on those. At the state level, continue to monitor several bills as the General Assembly works its way through the legislative session. I know there's one bill in particular that Chairman Rand has shared with me. My analysis of that bill, as I shared with him, is that we're at the table in the governor's office through our lobbyist negotiating the language of the bill. It's a clean energy omnibus bill, and it's my recommendation, despite the fact that he keeps getting emails from fellow county board chairs from across the state, that we would not want to jeopardize our position in those negotiations by taking any formal action at this time. Happy to answer any questions.
Question for Mr. Sorrell? Okay. The next thing we have is a resolution for FY 2021 PCEA contract issue and other items appropriations. Can I have a motion to put it on the floor? Rachel? Betty, thank you. Okay, this is, they were under contract negotiations when we did our budget, so now since they have their increases, we have to do the appropriations for the budget. So, Mr. Sorrell, you have any other comments on this?
Just very high level, Mr. Chairman. Just to be clear, we did appropriate money in the current year spending plan for the wage increases associated with that collective bargaining agreement. This action merely distributes what you appropriated into the departmental budgets to reflect the impact on the individual budget, and those are itemized for you on page 27, or the last page of the packet. You'll also see at the bottom of that list a short cadre of additional appropriations. As quickly as an example, we had one team member in the Regional Office of Education change The healthcare coverage during open enrollment, which again was after the appropriations were made. Beth's budget is tight enough and small enough that, but for this, she would not be able to, she would exceed her appropriation. So there's a budget amendment to cover the increased employer share of healthcare coverage for that team member. Additionally, at executive committee, you have an agenda item related to my employment agreement. The financial components that are in that employment agreement are accounted for here because obviously we didn't budget for those either. And then there's a couple of other items as well, including a grant match for the Regional Office of Education. And then we budgeted for strategic planning, but the contract that you approved was a little bit more than what we originally budgeted for in the current spending plan. So this will cover that, so that contract is fully covered with the appropriation. Happy to answer any questions.
Anyone have questions for Mr. Sorrell? Seeing none, please vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes carry, unanimous. Thank you. Miscellaneous. Any miscellaneous items for today? Comments? If not, we're going to get to our chairman then right away. If not, we'll adjourn. Thank you very much.